Hello, my lovely friends. This is Andrea. Thank you so much for coming back to visit my channel. Or if this is your first time, thank you for joining me for the first time. A big shout out. Thank you to all of my friends, my new friends that have joined my channel, who have subscribed, who have liked, who have sent me beautiful comments. I really appreciate that. I'm so excited that my little channel is growing. It makes me very excited. So thank you so much for being a part of the journey with me. I'm here to do a flip through of my Woodlands journal. This is finished. I'm using air quotes. The only thing that isn't complete on this is the cover. There is a piece that will be going on the front here. I just haven't had the time to assemble it fully, but I will show you what that will be at the end. It's a new design that I've been playing with. The whole cover is a new design for me that I've been experimenting with, and the cover, the piece that goes on the front, is very unique and different, and I hope that you've not seen anything like it. My goal is to always try and surprise people, but there's only so much you can do of that in art. I mean, everything's been done before, I'm sure, but I'm hoping that this is something that might be new to you. So this is a hardcover journal, so I've taken an old book that had been falling apart, hardcover, and recovered the front and the back with this absolutely stunning William Morris fabric. As soon as I saw it in the fabric store, I thought, I have to have it. I know exactly what I'm doing with it. I've always been a huge admirer of his work. I love his designs. I love his color choices. Big fan of William Morris. So the measurements of the journal are 8.5 tall inches. This is inches, and then approximately 5 3/4 wide, and approximately 2 7/8 inch. And you'll see why it's approximate. So I've done a fabric spine here. So it has. This is it sort of compacted, so you can see that there's going to be loads and loads and loads of room to add more to it. It's got lots of space to grow, and I really like the flexibility of this fabric spine. There are 2 layers of this really nice soft cotton canvas stitched together, and you can see here that there are 3 signatures. The fabric goes underneath the hardcover instead of over top, which is something that I normally do, simply because I didn't want to lose any of this beautiful fabric, and it would interrupt with the piece that is going to go on the front. So you can see some of the fabric at the top and the bottom of the spine, how far it comes in. I think you can definitely tell that this is going to be a woodland inspired journal because of the little extras that are hanging out. Let's get inside here. There are 125 pages in the journal with 250, with 250 front and back pages. I apologize for this falling out. I had tried this flip through before and it didn't quite work, and I was remiss in putting it back together. So it would look like this with a paper clip. On the inside here is a little journaling card that I've just collaged using this cute little fussy cut owl and some labels and tags here. And the inside pockets and the background paper here are scrapbooking paper. I'm not sure what the company is, but I can find out if anyone is interested. Nice little butterfly journaling tag with tea stained paper on the back. So here would normally be paper clipped, these little extras here. Journaling card, botanical journaling card with tea stained paper on the back. And this is a piece of, I guess what would be considered deluxe wrapping paper. It's nice and thick, beautiful texture to it. And I colored it in. It's all black and white. And I'm pretty sure I used my Tim Holtz Distress crayons, or I could have used another mixed media. It's definitely not my charcoals. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure that I used Tim Holtz Distress crayons for this to get more color. I'm almost 100% sure. Anyways, so I just like the way that it turned out, and I thought that you could use this for collaging, or you could fold it in half and use it as a little booklet, or staple it somewhere, write a note on the back and put it somewhere in the journal. On the front cover, or the front of the first signature, this beautiful Graphics 45 paper that kind of inspired between the fabric on the front and the paper kind of inspired this journal together. So on the inside of the first page is a little tuck spot. And here is a cute little journaling card that I made using, this is a Mrs. Cogs forest image, and I just added a fussy cut mushroom and this cute little white rabbit. Also the dragonfly, and this is just a digital printout of like a recipe card. Beautiful botanical page. I've printed every botanical page you see, I've printed on tea stain paper to give it that really beautiful aged, almost antique look. It mutes the colors, but then some of them still really pop. It's really quite neat how that turns out. And then they're usually just plain on the back, just plain tea stained paper. Some grid paper to write on. Really beautiful digital image here of this elk and the rest of his buddies over in the background here. And that's just got a digital image of tea stained paper on the back again. Here is a cute little piece of vintage stationery paper that I've just fussy cut this lovely little bird on, and a great image of, I believe these are yellow coneflowers. And those are just stitched on, so it has a little frame here in the back. So if you wanted to add another photograph, or if you had a particular story, or if you wanted to add a journaling card that had a particular story or an image, it really frames it nicely, and then you could just sort of write the story about what happened around it. That would be really cool. Just an idea. I mean, you can do whatever you want with it. Here I have a little flip out. This is avocado dyed paper. I really love the color that I got here. And these are just little stains of purple cabbage. I had done some purple cabbage dyeing before, and some of it got left behind. So if you see any spots on it, that's what it is. And then this cute little image, that Graphics 45 image with the fox, raccoon, deer, and a couple of squirrels with mushrooms and ferns behind them. Here is an old page from a map book, and I've sewn on this paper that I made from an old a recycled book. I think this was Lilacs in the Garden, if that means anything to anyone. And a cute little journaling card that I've put. This is 65-pound craft colored cardstock on the back. Now I've left all the strings on, so if that drives you crazy, if you decide that you are in love with the journal and you decide to purchase it and you don't like all the strings, you can just let me know in the notes below or in the order form that you don't love them, and I can clip them off before you get them. A lot of people who purchase my journals really like that for extra texture. I like it too, but I know there are some people out there who absolutely just don't like that. So let me know if it drives you crazy. I'll make sure that you do not receive the extra strings. There's the back side of that map book of British Columbia. That's the west coast of Canada. I am from sort of middle to eastern Canada in Ontario. Here's another vintage botanical, and again, just plain on the back. Some lined paper. I think this was this is like practice for children to practice their letters, like the in between the lines, to practice their uppercase and lowercase letters. I think I remember using this in school myself. And some tea stained paper. Here's a fun little flip up here. So it just flips right up. I've just stapled it onto the page here. I believe that's a Lorna Taylor image. Pretty sure. Scrapbooking paper to make the page flip a little bit easier to open, and plain on the back. This is a stamp book, a collector's stamp book page from 1992. So I think that technically makes it vintage, which is a little frightening. There we have it. And another gorgeous botanical page. Some plain paper for lots of journaling. This is a page from an old Grieg's shorthand book. Some gorgeous stationery that was gifted to me. I think this was Hallmark stationery. A friend of mine gifted me several pieces, which is, I love this particular one, the butterfly. Here is an image that actually is from Luise Heinzel. I did, if you look through my library of the videos on my channel, I did do a flip through without talking of a very large journal that I did with her papers. I think it's a 15-inch. It's massively tall journal, and I didn't do it with talking because I was too shy, but I will redo it. I never ended up putting it in my Etsy shop, so I still have it. So I'm going to reshoot that video and post the journal in my Etsy shop, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. So I love her papers. She does such a beautiful job. I love the little sparrows. And this is actually 2 pieces of paper. This is matte photo paper. It has a bit of heft to it. It's not too thick, but when they're put together, it's a nice weight. So this would be an ideal page to either staple or sew or glue heavier things to if you want to put pockets and load them up. This would be a good page to do that with. There's more tea stain paper. This is the center of the first signature, and a little flip out here with the beautiful rose image and sparrow with some daisies. And then going through the other side of the signature, another little sparrow. Same thing, this is 2 pages put together. Here's a little collage that I did using a lovely little fall leaf. I've stapled it on, it's glued down, but I've also stapled it on just to give it more texture. There's cheesecloth, a little mushroom, a cute little green pearl here, and a reproduction vintage botanical stamp. And here is a little piece of writing paper that flips out, and you can write on it. I really love doing these. And then you can fold it up and hide your message away, and no one will know. No one will know what's there. Lots of writing paper, another piece of the stamp page. On this side, I did do a little bit of a collage using some scrapbooking paper, and I created this pocket here. So it's a double pocket. So there's a pocket in the side with a really nice floral journaling tag. And here there are extras. You can see there's I love that little fawn. I wanted to make sure she had a nice, she was a nice focal point. Just a plain shipping tag. This is a piece of Tim Holtz scrapbooking paper, and a cute little botanical tag with tea stain paper on the back. You just tuck on in there. And another flip out with just a piece of a botanical book. This is an authentic piece here. It's not a printout. Here I've done a collage. I've created a little pocket using the same shipping tags that I showed you earlier. I've just covered in this really cool fern image and just added some of the same scrapbooking paper that's covering the inside covers just to create the pocket, just for something different. And there's these 2 sweet little tags. There's a mushroom, and this is, it looks like a dandelion. This is a tea card here. And a little butterfly, some more of that tea stain paper, and more of that children's writing paper. There's another botanical print, plain paper. There's the map book, avocado paper. So you can see there's lots and lots of space in here. Really nice digital of a French receipt that's had some fern and butterfly put on it as well. And here is the back of the first signature with a little deer. This is a Graphics 45 as well. So all of the signatures are covered with a Graphics 45 paper. Here is the beginning of the second signature. So I've created this lovely little pocket. It's also a window. So if you pull this tab out, this little owl, it says "Be Curious." I've created a journaling card, but I've also put an image behind. So if you decide that you don't want to keep the journaling card in here, there's still something nice for you to look at. And you can tuck anything in there. You could put a photograph in there, whatever you like. The back has this really fun floral paper. I didn't have the heart to cover it because I just love the colors, but you could very easily mount a photograph there, or just take some tea stain paper or any kind of paper and just you can even rip a piece of paper out of the journal itself and glue it to the back and do a bit of journaling there if you like. He just tucks in there. I just thought that framed him so perfectly. And there's the inside of the paper, which is beautiful. Here is some of that cabbage dyed paper. It comes out blue, which is just gorgeous. And then I've added this handmade, it's an envelope, I'll show you on the other side, but I've left this open so you can tuck something in here if you like. It's just glued down at the bottom, and then it's just, you know, you could tuck a little bookmark in there or journaling card, whatever you like. So on the other side is this beautiful, this is handmade paper. I was very lucky to find this at a vintage shop as well. And I've just added this little owl. But there's actual, looks like juniper. I'm not sure if this is a leaf or a petal. Just beautiful, beautiful. It is delicate. So, you know, if you pick at the stems and things, they will come out of the paper. So, you know, don't be super, super rough with it. But I mean, it's a junk journal. So if you decide that if that happens, you know, it's not a huge deal. And then there's just a little tuck spot here, so you can hide things away, and you can see more of the leaves and the juniper there. This is one of those botanical pages that had a bit of a printer malfunction. For some reason, my cartridges weren't working, and it kind of printed out this shadow effect of the flowers. It printed out in kind of black and white, but only the black portion, so no other images. So it's a ghostly type of image, I think. And I really loved it. I was going to get rid of it. I thought, no, you know what? This is really interesting. So I just included it in the book. I just thought it was one of those happy accidents. And on this side here is another, this is just a vintage book page here. And I've created, just flipping over this fun little mushroom image to create a pocket. And I've just added some Tim Holtz paper here. And on this side, a little image of a fairy on a dragonfly, and just some tea stain paper, which you could easily use to make that journaling card I just showed you into a proper journaling card that you can write on. You can use that anywhere, or you can just write on it and tuck it in the envelope. Really cool picture of a pheasant. And again, a digital image of tea stain paper on the back. This is old graph paper or grid paper. It's very, very tiny. It's in metric. I don't know what the scale is, but very teeny tiny little squares. Look at that. The colors just turned out so beautifully. I don't know if they show up on camera very well. Some music paper. I did a little belly band. There was this tiny little strip of these little squirrels left in the Graphics 45 kit that I was using in here, and I just thought I'd create this belly band. And here's a really fun, oh, I don't know what you call them. It's a library card. I can't remember what the actual term is for them, but it is, I don't know, they're just really cool. I remember the days when we had to go catalog card, I guess. We had to dig through the card catalogs at the library and then search for the book in the library. I loved doing that. Here's a page that I've collaged and stitched on, and then I've created this pocket using some fern images together. There's a beautiful fall tree in the background with a little, what looks like a note paper clipped. I can't quite read it. The writing is faded. I'm not sure if it's intended to be read or not. And I've added some journaling paper. It's not really a card. It's just, you know, a lovely little piece of paper. Another botanical tag. And this is a cute little envelope here. It's kind of like a coin envelope. And on this side, you can see this last image got cut off because I needed it to be the right width, obviously. So I just added it to the page over here onto the flip, so it wouldn't feel lost or lonely. And lots of more blank paper. Coffee stain. There's another piece of that Luise Heinzel digital with a little leaf sewn on. The shorthand paper. Second signature, the center of it. I fussy cut out these fun little mushroom images in the center and made them into tuck spots. And there's some, you know, Tim Holtz paper. There's a nice little forest image of some children in the forest, and I put again a reproduction forest image stamp on that, and then a little journaling card on this side. Some nice writing paper here. Oops, I skipped ahead. Pocket, really beautiful image here. And this is a vintage, let's see, was this 1961? I use this in a lot of my books. I actually have these papers for sale in my Etsy shop as well as ephemera. These are from the New York Central Railroad Company, and this is their entire receipt book for shipping and receiving in the year 1961. It's very, very cool. I love this book. Just plain on the back. Great for collaging or just looking at. Another beautiful bird. Here's a top corner tuck with a beautiful fox pocket here and some Tim Holtz paper. I think, oh, I haven't jumped ahead. I've got a couple more sort of journaling pages and another botanical here. And a little flip out. And this is the other side of that beautiful fall tree. I didn't want to cut it off. I just really liked it kind of peeking over onto this scrapbook paper. Here's a fussy cut pocket of the cute little rabbit. This is also from the Graphics 45 kit. This was on a piece that was left over, so I just fussy cut around it and made it into this great little tuck spot for 3 journaling tags. There. Music paper. And tea stain with botanicals. It's plain. There's that grid paper. Book page. I don't know where this book came from. Oh, this is from an atlas. Yes. And there's the other side of that sort of shadowy botanical page. Some more of that purple cabbage dyed paper. And this is the back of the last signature, and I've just collaged on some fern images. So this is getting into the last signature. Here's the beginning of it, and I start them all with a pocket. So there's this beautiful image of the mother and her fawn and the little birds. We've seen that earlier in the journal. So there's a tuck spot here with these great little journaling cards, and behind it is another tuck spot here with another postcard. This is a reproduction postcard for extra journaling. There we go. And on the inside, I just love these little creatures, this little bunny rabbit and the squirrels. Oh, they're just so cute. More botanical. Some more of that paper. Here's a little collage that I did. This was a fussy cut raccoon, again from the Graphics 45, and I just sort of tucked some mushrooms behind him and this little fern image. So he looks like he's all nestled into the forest. And another piece of the atlas paper with a little pocket that I created just using some scrapbook paper. I think I found that. Nope, that's from my local scrapbooking store here, and a nice little fern image and 2 more journaling cards for you to play with. I should show you that one before I tuck it away. Flip out scrapbooking paper to give it more grip. This is from a beautiful poetry book about the seasons, but it has a focus on birds as well, which is really lovely. Nice little deer image here. Good. Some lined paper, some more of that shorthand paper. Here's another stamp page. Here's another flip here, the little fawn and some deer on the other side. This is just tipped in with washi tape that's been glued, so it won't, it's not gonna peel off very easily, hopefully. Now that I've said that, who knows? Some more tea stain paper. This I did with actually an old curtain around, and you can see actually there was another page laying on top of it. So this is the edge that caught the curtain. So it has some really interesting texture to it. More birds, a lovely little owl, and there's a little sparrow peeking its head into the corner, from the corner here. It almost looks like he's whispering something into his ear. More avocado paper. There's the center signature. And on this side, here's another one of those tags that I've created into a pocket with a little bit of collaging around it. And this is an actual, like an authentic Canadian stamp with, it looks like an apple blossom tree. And 2 little mushroom images here. Lots and lots of places for you to add things, for you to journal. All of the paper that, all of the tea staining that I do, so all of the paper you see that is tea stained, I use, I make alkaline by adding baking soda, so it removes the acidity, so it tends to be safer for photographs. But if you don't love that idea, you can always mount with, you know, like scrapbooking paper or something a little heftier behind it. That's also acid free if you want to be super, super safe, but these should be fine. A digital image here. I love this one. It's got a cute little hedgehog on the bottom. So cute. There's some more of that purple cabbage dyed paper. And here's another one of my crazy leaf pockets. Again, I've stapled it. I've sewn it and I've stapled it. I don't know. I must have been having a fun time with my stapler, but just to keep the leaves flat and just again to add more texture to it. And you can see this is a pocket I made with a time card. Put this little lovely image of mushrooms, and I was bored that day, I think. I fussy cut out these teeny tiny little butterflies from this same digital kit that this image is from, and I glued them on. I put them on cardstock and then I glued them on, so they're actually raised a little bit just to give more texture. And there's this cute little crocheted lace trim at the bottom, and then just 2 journaling cards tucked in here. Another botanical page, just some washi tape. This is left from one of the pages that, one of the flip pages that I put in. And so I just added it to the edge of this particular page. Some more stationery paper. And here's the inside of the back of the final signature. And this beautiful paper here with the deer and the fox and everyone, the whole forest gang. And here's the back pocket with another collaged tag. And it's just plain on the back with a cute little fussy cut bunny. So that is the journal, my Woodlands journal, and I'm going to show you what's actually going on the cover here. So I'm going to bring it in because it's not 100% completed. I'm going to stand up off my squeaky chair to make sure that you can see it. So this is a 3-dimensional image that I've created using shrink art. So this was a workshop that I did with Stephanie Rubiano. She's an amazing mixed media artist. And I've created essentially what is, oh, it's stuck to the paper now, of course, so I might not be able to show you very clearly. Fortunately, it's in exactly the place it needs to be. But I've essentially collaged, in a way, layered all of these pieces of her shrink art images together. So there's this great little owl, and I've given him a floral hat and used some stickles, sparkles, to really pop it out. There's lots of flowers around him, and I created it in this sort of semicircle way to fit into what will be his window here. So all of the flowers kind of rest along the bottom perfectly. And then there's this little butterfly that I removed that will actually go inside as well. It's a little bit too fussy, I think, for me to balance that. But you can kind of, oh, there we go. So you can kind of see them together. There's the little butterfly and then the owl. And it's going to fit right here. And I painstakingly decided I wanted the imagery to match, so when this lays on top of this, it's not interrupting the visual of the pattern of the fabric on the front cover. I didn't want to just slap it down and have that be that. I really wanted to match these up. When I was doing it, I thought, what are you doing, you crazy woman? This is taking you ages. But I really like the result. I think it was definitely worth the a lot of trial and error it took me to match up these images, or the images on the fabric. So that is what the complete cover will look like. You can see that this is a bit thicker, so it will be raised off of the journal cover, but that's eventually what it's going to look like. So this is an acetate piece in the center. Yeah, so that's what it's going to look like. It'll probably take me a couple of days to be able to really get everything settled and put together, but I hope to have this in my Etsy shop by Friday, which would be September, oh my gosh, September, I don't know. I don't even know what today is. Let me take a quick little look. It will be September the 10th. So it should be in my Etsy shop by around noon on September the 10th. And the link for my Etsy shop should be in my link tree. And also I'll have it in the description below so you can see where the link is. Anyways, I think I'll stop talking now. Thank you so, so much for coming to join me tonight. Today, it is actually nighttime here, but I really appreciate you spending time with me and stopping by to take a look at my work and appreciate it. Hopefully, maybe find some inspiration, create new ideas, and bring some joy to your day. So thank you again. Have a really, really wonderful day. Bye now.